I think that something also, I know that Jeffree Star, he said in a video with Tana Mojo that he lost his virginity when he was 11. And let me just be the first to tell you, that is not normal. 11 years old is not a normal age to lose your virginity. I was watching it, I was kind of like horrified because I was just like, that's not normal, that's not healthy, that's not cute. And I suspect that he probably dealt with so much as a kid, at least with James Charles. Whatever he dealt with, it seems like he had intact parents. But with Jeffree, he didn't have that. And so I think what happened with Jeffree is, you know, when you come from a place of abuse, you do what you have to do to survive. And I think, sounds like he was horribly bullied and probably molested, possibly. And his way of dealing with it, I mean, to try to survive, is to be as angry as possible, to say the worst possible insults possible to other people, whether it be race, whether it be their background, whatever it may be. So, because he had been so horribly bullied. And I'm not excusing it, I'm not saying that's okay, it isn't okay. You need to grow out of that. But I just want you guys to consider the possibility that as he was growing up and trying to figure he didn't have anyone helping him to really figure out his life. He had no real guidance. So what do you do when you're a kid? You do what you got to do that seems to make sense. And for me, when I see those videos of him, you know, using the N-word and you know, all the stuff that, you know, the battery acid situation, it's very upsetting. That's why I don't support him. I think that what I get from him is that he's very angry and he hasn't quite figured that out yet. And he's still kind of young, you know, but not young enough where he doesn't know better. Now he needs to know better. Now he needs to grow, and hopefully he can get some help with that, because like for me, growing up in a difficult household, you do what you have to do to survive. The problem is you think that's how you need to be all the time with all of society. If they say something that kind of triggers you because you remember that from your childhood, you respond that way. And the person's looking at you like you got two heads, like, what did I say? You know, they don't mean anything like it, but those words meant something from somebody who was abusing you. And you have to unlearn that. He's got to unlearn the need to have to, like he does so much on Twitter. Like, if you're seeing this, Jeffree, I hope you do, you don't have to do that anymore. You did what you did. You did what you had to do as a child to survive. Now you're an adult, so you have everything you need to take care of yourself. You didn't have that as a kid. You weren't an adult. You couldn't fight back. You couldn't fight back. But today, you're an adult, and you're not going to be in that situation anymore that you were as a child. You know, when you're an adult, at least you have more power to be able to, you know what you need, you know what you need to do to take care of yourself. And I just hope that you get the help you need, because what I'm seeing is that you're still acting out in a way that I think that the rumors about you saying things that are inappropriate about people with different racial backgrounds, I believe that. But I think that comes from more from, I don't think it comes so much from racism as much as you want to strike back and say the worst thing you could ever say to anyone. And because that's probably what you had to do growing up. And it wasn't a black thing, it wasn't a Latin thing, it wasn't anything. It was just, let me say everything so they won't bother me anymore. Let me be so scary that they won't mess with me. You don't have to be like that anymore. And it's time, you know, I think that your growth will be learning not to engage in drama. You know, your growth will be that people outside, people behind the scenes. And I think Nate is, I can't imagine a better person for you than Nate, because I feel like you're someone who's kind of like a hat, and he's very calm, and I want to encourage you to really listen to Nate, because I suspect there are times when he's like, babe, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. But you get so mad that you go off and you do a Twitter rant or whatever. I think that allow him to be able to lead you in that way, because that's what he's good at. He's good at being at peace. He's good at being able to draw you out and help you to be a better person. I mean, you're good for him because he sometimes might need to be a little bit more forthcoming, you know. And I just love you guys together. I think you guys are wonderful. I think you guys clearly love each other. And I don't think someone who is a complete racist, just horrible person is going to be with someone like Nate. That says something about who you are inside. I feel like all that crap that's put out there, and that you do put out there, and you got to take responsibility for calling someone a rat, calling someone a gorilla. But all that energy, I think, has more to do with just fighting back rather than really believing that. I don't think you think that way about black people, or, I just don't think you feel it, because I don't think Nate would want to be with you if you were really like that. You probably still speak in, like I was saying, you probably still speak inappropriately about things, and I suspect that Nate dismisses it because he knows the kind of person you are, but that's not acceptable. And again, you don't have to be like that. You don't have to be angry anymore. You don't have to use anger as your weapon. I know how that feels. I had to do that too growing up. Trust me, I get it. I completely get it. But you don't have to live like that anymore. You have your mind. You have lawyers. You've got tons of money. You are safe, Jeffree. You are safe. I want you to, I know you don't know me. Who am I? But I just want you to know, you're safe. And so who cares what these people think or say? Although I am glad that you weighed in about James Charles. So I just wanted to let you know that. I hope you're watching this. I hope you do watch it. And that you really do, hopefully you'll get the help you need so that you don't have to live like that anymore, because you don't have to.